Well, hello, young and the restless daily recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Monday, January the 30th, 2023. Monday, January 30th, 2023. Okay, excuse me. Okay, look, I'm gonna have to keep it together because I forgot my water over here. So, that's gonna be tough. But guess what? Wasn't a lot to talk about on the Young and the Restless. Okay, so we have Nikki warning Adam that she feels there's going to be a little snag in his plan. Him trying to manipulate Adam's situation. So he's like, no, my baby, my baby, my baby. Don't worry about it, my baby. I got this down. I'm going to acquire McCall Unlimited, and I'm going to give that to Adam to run all on his own, my baby. And he'll be happy. That's the plan, my baby, and it'll work. My baby, my baby. Now, mind you, here's the deal. He may acquire McCall Unlimited, right, and bring it under the Newman umbrella, but who's the CEO, well, co-CEO of Newman? Victoria. Do you think Victoria would let Adam run McCall Unlimited with complete autonomy? No, she wouldn't. She would needle him. She would goad him. She would do all kinds of things. But my baby, it's going to be good for the family. And she's like, well, Victoria and Nicholas are, no, my baby, don't worry, my baby. We've always been able to work together, my baby, as a family. Okay, Victor, on what Twilight Zone are you living on? Seriously, this whole story is ridiculous. It's regenerated. They've always done that same old thing. All Adam needs to do, which what he should have done, he should have went to his father when he did go to his father. He should have said, "Let me tell you something, Pop, dear old Dad. I still know Nicholas killed Ashlyn Locke, dear old Dad, Pop, and I still know you covered it up. Now, Chance might have closed the case, but guess what? Chance is divorcing Abby. Not your son-in-law anymore, Pop. Not Nick's brother-in-law anymore, Pop. I think Chance just might really look harder into it and say, oops, you know what? I missed something. So leave me alone. Don't try to mess with me at Jabot. Really. And you know what Victor would do? What are you trying to say? You're trying to say you would turn on your own family? It'd be, Pop, you're trying to sabotage me. That is the very definition of turning on your own family. Own definition. So I just said, okay, Victor, here we go again, right? And we have Elena runs into Mariah and Tessa at the coffee house, and she expresses her concern over Audra. She says she feels Audra is feeding that part in Nate that makes him thirst for power. And look, she did. We already know. When they decided to get rid of, Amani out and Audra in, all the lines that Amani would have said to Nate, Audra is saying to Nate now. You notice that, everybody? Audra is saying all the same lines. As a matter of fact, Nate's questioning her. And Nate is saying, I don't know. Are you playing Tucker? Are you playing me? Or are you playing both of us? And all Audra had to do, You look so good in that suit color. That's a power suit color for you. And Nate's like, you know what? I thought so when I put it on this morning. And I love how daring you are. There's not, I don't know another man that'll have a slash cut in his eyebrow. Cut right there. The way you do. You wear that so well, Nate. You think so? Yeah. That's a Nate Hastings original design with the eyebrow. I didn't think anybody noticed it. Yeah. And you know, Nate, you're so daring and you're so bold. That's what I like. That's what drew me. I noticed it at Chancellor Winters. I am, huh? They didn't appreciate that at Chancellor Winters. They didn't appreciate my true self, but I see now how Victoria and Victor, the power is just intoxicating. And you wear it so well, Nate. Yes, I do. The only part that was true in that whole conversation, everybody, was that last part where he talked about the power is intoxicating, and she talks about he wears it so well. Okay. Nate, what I love is he is so power thirsty. That's going to be his undoing, because he didn't see that pretty much he was spot on with Audra. And he didn't see that she's just pulling she's pulling the wool over his eyes. Audra is sold for the highest bidder. And actually, Audra might even be sold for the second highest bidder. And the reason why I say that is Tucker is the second highest bidder, but Tucker is sleeping with Audra. So do you want to know where her loyalties are just innately going to lie? With the man she's sleeping with and the man she's known the longest, right? The man that's paid off all her loans, that man. And Nate is stupid enough. Well, listen, Tucker is interested in Daniel Romalotti's deal. And I'm going to let you know what moves he plans on making. By the way, don't ever get rid of the beard. Oh my, spot on for a power mover and shaker like you. I kind of like it myself, right? Okay. Nate's own vanity, self-importance, arrogance, all of it. He's going to have an epic, epic fail. Here's the thing. Yes, gaming is big, right? But gaming is going to be very, very risky for any company that is not in the gaming business. See, Chancellor Winters has no knowledge of the gaming business. Neither does Newman Media. Now, can anybody tell me how much knowledge does Daniel have in the gaming business? None. He's a game player. Played video games. He has an idea, but he hasn't even had a little prototype video that's doing well. He's never done anything. And see, all of a sudden, this is so revolutionary. Everybody wants Daniel. Okay, let's see if Daniel is going to be able to deliver, because Daniel's never done this before. And Daniel made the horrible mistake of bringing his mother on board, who's a loose cannon. Yeah, she might be a great coder and hacker if you could ever get Phyllis to do it. If you could get Phyllis to do the job. You know, Phyllis tells Michael and Lauren, well, listen, there's not too much that I could do right now because Chancellor Winters hasn't put a go on it. Well, I'm sorry. Yeah, Phyllis. You could get to work coding, okay? You could get to work developing on your computer, Phyllis. You could do that, right? There's a whole lot you could do. Phyllis is choosing not to do it. She's so busy trying to figure out how she could run Daniel's life and Summer's life, but you know, she got a stonewall with Summer's life. She still says, so my daughter fired me. Well, you doggone right she fired you, chick. And your son's about to fire you too, because you don't listen. And Michael and Lauren were giving her some hard fact truths, like, you know what? You went, so let me get this straight. You, Michael said, who's not a partner, is Daniel's idea. He hired you. And you went and did a meeting representing him behind his back? And Lauren said, and you don't see a problem with that? I know I would have a problem, Lauren said, if somebody did that to me. Phyllis says, look, I was just seeing if there were feelers out there. I was just looking out for my son. And Lauren said, did Daniel ask you to do that? And Phyllis looks, he doesn't need to ask me to do that. He doesn't need to. I know what my son needs. And Lauren says, ooh, okay. And Michael's like, this is going to be a disaster. You know, because she doesn't learn. And sometimes they just, oh my God, and I like Phyllis, but the way they make her, the best version of Phyllis was the Grand Phoenix version of Phyllis. That was the best version of Phyllis. What the writers are doing for her now is kind of like, to me, they said, let's look back at some of our old writing and see what she used to do, and let's throw that chick right back into that. Let's do that. Because yes, sometimes, you know what, we're parents, our kids are never, well, that's not true, because I have a 40-year-old, actually turned 41 this year. He just turned 41 a couple of weeks ago. 39-year-old, 32-year-old, she'll be 33, my daughter. I have 3 boys and a girl. My youngest will be 30 this year. Now, yes, we still have that paternal instinct for our children, but I don't see them as kids. I don't see them as kids anymore. I'm a grandmom. I mean, I don't see my kids as kids. I don't. I see them as the adults they are. They make the decisions they want to make, okay? I may feel strongly on something, call them up and say, hey, I think you need to. And they're like, nah, Ma, I'm not doing that. Oh, okay. You know, gee. If it's no, it's not. You're 41, okay? So if it's no, it's no, right? Yeah, I thought about that, but Nat decided against it, Ma. Oh, I just wanted you to know I was thinking about you, and that was my thought, but okay. You know, sometimes even with our children raising children, you know, we raised children. You know, no parent's perfect, but I did a pretty doggone good job, if I might say so. Getting off topic here. But when it comes to now the grandkids come along, and you know, we've been there, we're seasoned. We want to impart some, you know, divert some hurdles they could fall into. And look, when it's not met with welcome enthusiasm, because that's old school, you kind of like, okay, I'll leave you to it, and let's see how you're gonna fare later with that. So, you know, it's kind of funny, because there are some little things, that little tips you might give that you don't know. Then once they realize, oh shoot, my mother did tell me that. Man, she knew. So Phyllis is still acting like her kids are kids, and she could just run circles around them and do whatever she wants. And that's what's going to backfire on her. Because see, truth be told, she's the one acting like the kid. She now has decided she is going to, now meddling into Daniel's business wasn't enough. She wants to now meddle in his personal life, fly to Portugal to Heather and talk to Heather and Lucy and try to get them to come back to Genoa City. Now, Daniel's going to be livid. Because you want to know what everybody, truth be told, Daniel's only told part of the story, right? He ain't told it all. At all. And Daniel wanted to be able to rebuild himself, reinvent himself professionally, get in on some solid ground professionally, right? And then reach out to Heather and Lucy, because now he's on, Daniel ain't making a dime right now. I don't even know where Daniel's staying. Is he staying in Phyllis's hotel room? Because Daniel really don't have enough money for the Grand Phoenix. Daniel doesn't have enough money to really stay anywhere. He hasn't worked and he doesn't have a job. But isn't that interesting how soaps work? We're not supposed to think about where is he staying and how is he supporting himself. And if in fact he is staying at the Grand Phoenix, you know how much staying at a soap operas make it look like staying at a hotel room as your apartment is livable and doable. But that's ridiculous. Staying daily, weekly, monthly at a 4-star hotel, Grand Phoenix, is way more expensive than an apartment. Way more expensive. But let's see, hey, we're not supposed to think about that, right? So now Phyllis is doing her thing, and Michael and Lauren are like, oh my God, this is going to end badly, Phyllis. Do not. And so Lauren says, look. Michael said, don't even call her. That's not your business. Stay out of it. Lauren says, he goes, look, if you do call her Phyllis, and she either lets it go to voicemail, leave a voicemail, or she picks up and she's not receptive, only make one phone call. One. Do not insert yourself. Phyllis is just looking, she goes, I'm gonna do better than that. And like, oh my God. She goes, I'm going to Portugal and I'm talking to them face to face. And Lauren and Michael are kind of like, this is just going to be a disaster. And it truly is. But you know what? Go Phyllis, do what you do, right? So now we have Summer. Daniel comes to see Summer. Summer's already in a funk because she walked up and Kyle is looking at all these files. Mm-hmm. And when she walked up, he kind of closed them and she goes, oh, what are you doing, Kyle? Oh, nothing. I'm just, looking at some reports. Oh, what can I see him? Oh, it's nothing for you to really worry about. And Summer's looking like, mm-hmm. And at that point, she goes, so you did tell my grandpa that you're not getting involved, right? Mm-hmm. Daniel walks up. Summer, can I talk to you? Kyle's like, oh, I got to go take these files in my dad's office. Because he didn't want to truly just look her in her face and lie to her. Because yeah. Because at dinner, he goes, yeah, I don't want trouble. She thought she convinced him, but she knew she really hadn't, right? So Daniel says, when they showed him up here, he goes, thanks for coming out. I just really wanted some fresh air to talk to you. And he's like, did I walk in on something? It seemed like I walked in on something. And she's saying, mm-hmm. Kyle is hiding something from me, and I know he is. And I hope it's not what I think he's hiding from me, because he told me he wasn't going to get involved. And then she told him, my grandpa has got this plan to sabotage Adam, And I told Kyle to stay clear of it. This is only going to end badly for him. And Daniel's like, oh my goodness, anything that Victor Newman and Adam Newman, oh, you're right. She goes, but I really feel he's doing it anyway. His hatred for Adam is going to just put everything in jeopardy because Jack likes Adam. Jack hired Adam. Jack is happy with Adam. Kyle should stay out of it. But Kyle feels like he's protecting his father and the family business. And I'm thinking, now listen, Summer, what's coming out of your mouth? What's coming out of your mouth? Isn't that just what your mother was doing? Right? Isn't that just what your mother was doing? Something that she went way too far with the Diane thing. Something that you all didn't want her to do, but she did it anyway. Kyle's doing the same thing. The same thing, except Kyle is going to outwardly sabotage Adam. Nikki, Ashley, Phyllis, they weren't making stuff up on Diane. They were just bringing Diane's past out in the light. They were making Diane's own activities, bringing them to light because she lied when she came back. Everything she said was a lie, right? But Kyle is going to actively oh my goodness, this is going to be good because Adam's going to find out. And when Jack finds out, Jack's going to be livid. And see, there's going to be a big rift and divide in Summer and Kyle's marriage. There really is. It's already starting. They're already starting to happen. And this is something that Kyle has chosen to do. So Daniel was saying, our mother is she's stepping out of bounds. And, I just don't know what else to do. And how do you protect people from themselves? And he and Summer are just like shaking their heads like, oh my goodness, our family, right? So of course there's no conclusion there. And there wasn't going to be any conclusion there because the train wreck is already starting. The train left the station, Summer. Kyle is happily headed off on this track and don't care where it's really leading. So good for him. And it's good for Victor. Things backfire on Victor. Let's be real, everybody. Did the Ashland Locke situation that Victor orchestrated, did that really go well? Did it go according to plan? Absolutely not. Victor was busted by Chance, and Chance looked the other way. Had it been any other cop, Victor would have had some charges brought up against him. Now let's look at the situation before that. The Michael Baldwin situation. I got Michael, Michael's safe. Everything's under control. You go there and you find out information. Michael got kidnapped, imprisoned. Victor's people didn't know where Michael was, nor did they get Michael out. Michael had to get himself out, everybody. Michael did. So Victor is not even batting 50% anymore with his schemes and his plans. And good for it, because that means this one with Kyle is going to back up right in his face as well. And I'll be happy to watch it. See, Jack, Diane's going to just, she's going to blow his life apart, right? Nikki told Victor said, how come you didn't tell me Jack Abbott and Diane Jenkins were involved with stealing your jewelry, or stealing from us? And she goes, well, because you know what? I had to weigh the good and the bad and the pros and the cons. And she says, bottom line, I'm upset. I didn't like the fact that Phyllis bought Jeremy Stark, that criminal, to town. She jumped the gun. She did that independently of me and Ashley. And she did, right? She said, so he needed to be gone. And you know what? I'm happy he's gone. The police are going to give me my necklace back. I don't like that Jack stole from us. I don't like the fact that he's helped Diane. He goes, but you know what? She said, I'm letting that go because that criminal is out of our lives. And Victor was like, yeah, I guess so. I guess so, whatever. He goes, but you know what you should have told? She goes, you should have turned Jack and Diane in, my baby, my baby, my baby. Okay. That's it for The Young and the Restless. Nothing else was good that happened. Victoria, Nate did tell Victoria that Tucker McCall is interested. And he told her about the gaming project. And she goes, well, I have no experience and knowledge in gaming, so I really can't say anything. She goes, that's going to have to truly be your baby. And you're going to need to know everything. You know, I'm going to leave that to you. And I'm thinking, she never would have let Sally Spectra do that. Never. Go into industry and field that just nobody knows anything about it. Nate don't know nothing about gaming, just like Nate didn't know anything about music festivals. So, whatever. Now, ask Nate about an open heart surgery. He still, I know, remembers that. So that's it. That's it. And she told him, oh, don't worry about Tucker McCall. I'm taking care of him. Which is the same thing Victor told Nikki. Don't worry about Tucker McCall. Got him under control. Which is why I'm hoping Tucker McCall is not as an underdog as you all think he is. Hopefully Tucker's got some good stuff left up his sleeve. Okay, let's go to comment corner. One comment, y'all. It says, Belinda said, afternoon snack. Must be talking about Jack and Diane. You know, we can't seem to see them or find them for how many days? Jack and Diane? Come on now, man. Let's be real. Let's be real about this. And then I'm going to go 2 days for 2 episodes ago. Medora says Phyllis is a hot mess. And Anita says Phyllis needs her own project back. Maybe she needs to buy back the Grand Phoenix or look for another hotel to rebuild. Maybe the GCAC. Phyllis does need something on her own. She really, really does. Because she's just a nightmare working with anybody else in their projects and their companies. So that's it for The Young and the Restless. I will be back tomorrow for another daily recap of The Young and the Restless.